This is Pulse of Africa, the face of Ethiopia, the voice of Africa.
Hello viewers, you're watching Pulse of Africa. I'm Samia Mohammed for the main news. First, our top stories for today. AUC chairperson to deploy mediation panel for South Sudan. Zambia issues new banknotes and coins. Algeria and France renew security and migration cooperation. Global air traffic rises in February. Now, the news in detail. The chairperson of the African Union Commission, Mohamed Yusuf Ali, met with the South Sudan's President Salva Kiir to discuss the country's political situation and recent violence in Nasir. Expressing solidarity, Ali reaffirmed the AU's commitment to dialogue and peace. To support the peace process, he's sending a high-level AU panel of the WISE delegation to Juba to engage with stakeholders and de-escalate tensions. The AU called for full implementation of the revitalized agreement on the resolution of the conflict and continues to work with regional and international partners to support South Sudan's transition to lasting peace. Now to Algeria and France. Algerian President Abdelmadjid Tebboune and French President Emmanuel Macron have agreed to resume security and migration cooperation following a phone call on Monday. The leaders discussed restoring dialogue from 2022 and emphasized the need for equal partnership. They also agreed to restart the Joint Commission of Historians to address historical grievances and resume judicial cooperation. Macron urged Tebboune to consider pardoning jailed writer Balom Sansal. French Foreign Minister Mr. Jean-Noël Barrot will visit Algiers on April 6 to advance these efforts. The call marks a step toward improving relations amid ongoing tensions over immigration and historical issues. Moving on to Namibia. Namibia's financial system remains stable, with a strong liquidity and solid capital buffers, according to the Bank of Namibia. Governor Johannes Gawadab highlighted resilience in both the banking and non-banking sectors, which saw growth despite challenging economic conditions. The central bank projects 4% economic growth in 2025, driven by mining and agriculture, with inflation expected to average 4%. However, risks remain, including potential declines in diamond exports, trade disruptions, and fiscal pressures due to failing revenues. Shifting to Uganda. Uganda is facing growing concerns over the infiltration of plastics into its agricultural fields. Plastic bags known as locally as buvera, which were once common in urban areas, are now spreading to rural farmlands. Farmers use them to protect crops and retain moisture, especially with climate change intensifying. However, microplastics are now found in soil waterways and the food supply, posing potential health risks like health disease and cancer. Despite recycling efforts, the widespread use of plastics in agriculture underscores the need for sustainable alternatives to protect both the environment and public health. In other news, a Paris court has convicted French far-right leader Marine Le Pen of embezzling money from the European Union Parliament. She was sentenced to 4 years in prison with 2 under-house arrests and fined 100,000 euros. Le Pen was also banned from running for public office for 5 years, effectively ruling her out the 2027 presidential race unless she successfully appeals. Le Pen, leader of the National Rally Party, was accused of diverting over 4 million euros of European Parliament's funds for party staff in France. She denies the charges and plans to appeal, claiming political motives behind the scene case. Moving on to our next story. The number of international air passengers rose by 2.6% in February compared to the same month last year, the International Air Transport Association announced Monday. According to the IATA, total global air passenger capacity increased by 2% year-on-year, with the industry's load factor, a key measure of airline efficiency, reaching 81.1% for the month. Domestic travel, however, saw a slight decline, with demand falling 1.9% year-on-year. Despite this, domestic load factors remain strong at 82.6%. February traffic hit an all-time high, and the number of scheduled flights is set to continue increasing in March and April, said Willie Walsh, IATA's Director General.
The story of resurgent Ethiopia and burgeoning Africa is here, only on the Pulse of Africa channel, all the time. Pulse of Africa, the face of Ethiopia, the voice of Africa.
Turning to business news. Zambia's central bank has launched a new banknote and coins, marking a step forward in the evolution of the country's currency. The new family features 6 banknotes and 6 coins, highlighting Zambia's natural beauty, including its flora, fauna, and waterfalls. Finance Minister Stimbeko Mustukwane emphasized that the currency celebrates Zambia's heritage and culture while promoting economic progress. It also underscores the need for environmental protection and the shift towards digital transactions. The new currency will circulate alongside the old for 1 year. Finally, China announced Monday the discovery of crude oil reserve estimated at 100 million tons in the northeastern part of the South Asia-China Sea. According to China National Offshore Oil Corporation, the reserve was located at the Hiko 96 oil field, situated approximately 170 kilometers off the coast of Guangdong province in southern China. The field lies in waters average 100 meters in depth. CNOOC said that the drilling at the site yielded 413 barrels of oil and 68,000 cubic meters of natural gas per day. The state-owned company emphasized that the newly discovered oil field is not located in contested area of the South China Sea. Before concluding, let us provide you with the latest updates on global commodities prices. Now to weather updates. That's all for today. Thank you for watching Pulse of Africa.
This is Pulse of Africa, the face of Ethiopia, the voice of Africa.